il y a eu une prise de conscience assez généralisée dans des secteurs importants de la population haïtienne. Prise de conscience, tout d'abord, de l'impossibilité de résoudre les problèmes cruciaux du pays dans le cadre actuel. Deuxièmement, l'échec des classes dirigeantes qui sont incapables d'apporter des solutions. Et troisièmement, la responsabilité de certaines puissances étrangères comme les États-Unis, comme la France, comme le Canada, qui ont appuyé presque sans réserve et à tout moment la dictature des Duvaliers. Nous sommes persuadés que le peuple haïtien a les capacités pour se libérer de la dictature et de l'emprise étrangère. Ce qui manque, c'est la construction d'une organisation qui pourra mettre ensemble toutes les forces qui veulent se libérer de cette dictature rétrograde. Et ce travail, il est difficile, il est lent, mais nous sommes convaincus qu'il aboutira.
Hello guys, welcome to the 1804. I hope everybody had a great holidays with their friends and family. I know I did. I ate a lot too. It was a good time to relax as well. But we're back at it again today. Today I will be looking at mainly some claims that Félix Badio made back in December 21st concerning going to an interview with Luco Desir, as well as other statements regarding the DCPG investigation into the assassination. We'll be looking at well as some old WikiLeaks files revolving former President Jean-Bertrand Aristide, and as well as an excerpt of a documentary I want to show you guys, just to give you a clear idea of what's going on down in Haiti and type of manipulation going on in the media concerning reporting on gangs specifically in Haiti. So let's get to it. So Félix Badio, if you don't know, if it's your first time here, Félix Badio is one of the prime suspects in the Jovenel Moïse assassination. He's still not. The government of Haiti put out an arrest warrant for him, like those like in them states like the how do you call it, like a wanted sign, I guess. He has that in Haiti basically. Also, keep in mind too. A law published articles show that Félix Badio, before Jovenel Moïse's death and even after Jovenel Moïse's death, he had called Ariel Henry. They had a phone call. We don't know what that phone call was about, but they had two phone calls while Ariel Henry was staying. The second phone call, which was around 3 a.m., we know that Ariel was staying at the El Rancho Hotel in Pétionville. So let's get to it here, and then I'll pause it and give you some of my thoughts here. Oh yeah, and in terms of the audio, I don't know. So Badio's he's nowhere to be found, which is the main thing. There was even claims in the past by other Haitian outlets that the government's hiding him and all that stuff. So this audio, I don't know where he recorded it. I don't know where he sent it. I just happened to I found it on the internet. I don't know where he had sent this audio originally. So just for full disclosure here. But this was recorded, published on, at least made available to me on December 21st.
Bien bas. Pour me saluer tout le monde qui choisit le bon sens, le gros bon sens. Dans un dossier pareil qui fait couler beaucoup d'encre jusqu'à présent, qui en pile monde utilisé pour faire affaires personnelles au passé, pendant que vrai problème non, personne pas décidé attaquer.
He's basically saying in Creole that they're using his name for political gain, but they're not really attacking. In terms of all the attacks revolved around the assassination or problems with Haiti, they're not really focusing on the real problems, is what he's claiming.
Souvent, jamais deux sans trois. On pas penser que m'tap vin parler ak moun qui gen bon sens et qui fait sens dans dossier d'enquête criminelle, l'assassinat du président Jovenel Moïse, côté chaque monde a utilisé pour affaire payo.
So he's basically saying that a lot of people, our politicians, media figures, are using Jovenel's names for their own personal gain.
M'pas décidé rentrer encore dans le dossier ça avec démarche ça la loi dit pour faire que moi t'ai fait. Malheureusement, ça pas fait Jean t'a fait là. Donc m'obligé venir mettre moun qui a sens, essence, le gros bon sens face avec.
Pause for a sec, because I'm not trying to be funny, but only in Haiti would one of the prime suspects be able to just say what he needs to say, publish it on the internet, and nobody knows where he is allegedly. Only in Haiti.
Détail ça yo. Gon enquête que DCPJ dit par rapport avec un rapport partiel qu'elle fait, qu'elle menait et qu'elle a continué mener.
So if you guys are not familiar, the DCPJ, it's part of the Haitian National Police. DCPJ stands for Direction Centrale de la Police Judiciaire. Similar to the same, it's the same acronyms for the DCPJ in France. So it's based off that. However, they're not the same at all, because the DCPJ for Haiti is just the detective unit of the Haitian National Police, which is responsible right now for conducting the investigation into the assassination. And then Félix Badio speaking on a report that written up recently that they're saying that they're investigating and they will continue to investigate the assassination.
Jusqu'à date, personne ne peut faire une enquête.
So Félix Badio, prime suspect in the assassination, is saying that the DCPJ has not even started investigation at all. Which personally, although he is an alleged criminal and obviously a suspect, I wouldn't find that hard to believe, simply because it's Haiti. And if we already know there was a lot of actors in the assassination that were former policemen, or sorry, they were in the actual, they were in the Haitian police force and that were involved and arrested. So considering that and knowing the history of corrupt policemen in the Haitian National Police, I would not be surprised at this point if they had not started an investigation. Because even so, the crime happened in Haiti, yet if you're looking at who has done more, have gained more grounds in finding new information and leeway, it's been the United States government in the investigation. And keep in mind, they're only involved in this investigation because the hiring firm, the security firm, is based in Florida, and some of the planning as well was conducted in the state of Florida as well. So they're investigating on their own end. But no, I wouldn't be surprised if the DCPJ has not done any investigation, even with the fact that the government, as well as gangs, which I'm assuming that are financed by oligarchs or parliamentarians, they've tried to suppress the investigation. Judges have received threats. Ariel Henry even fired a prosecutor that asked him for questioning about the phone calls he had with Félix Badio the night of the day and / night of the assassination. So that gives me the reason to believe that in this case, Félix Badio might be saying the truth. However, who knows? But in my opinion, no, I wouldn't be surprised if DCPJ has not started an investigation, because to me, if they did, we'd be kind of seeing an update or some groundwork from them, from some type of statement from them every few months or so. They do release reports. But if you really read the reports, it's about there's nothing concrete in them, really, nothing of substance. Just kind of repeating the same thing.
C'est moi dit Joseph Félix Badio avec tout bon sens li, tout moral li, tout équilibre li, sans bronchi.
So Félix Badio is basically saying, yeah, like I swear, I'm not like they have not started any type of investigation.
Je répète encore, beaucoup gain enquête. Moi répéter encore rapport d'enquête ça. Il tellement comme chaleur au gueule à monter en bas avant monsieur DCPJ qu'on y a aurait que faut qu'il passe dans l'autre phase pour une enquête criminelle comme ça parce que depuis qu'il s'est versé son sacrifice comme on paye à la nature on doit prendre enquête là sous deux fonds pour moun qui forme yo, pour moun qui gen bon comprendre yo, c'est facile que yo t'a pas utiliser le pentagramme mais pas le pentacle parce que sous le pentacle là, c'est triple flèche là qui à l'intérieur de un sec. Là ça nous va le tourner en rond. Nous va l'obliger d'utiliser la formule cardinale de l'univers, nous tout a perdu. Parce que trigonométrie pas faite innocent. Probabilité pas faite innocent. Donc, sortie de matrice pour arriver à un cas de probabilité. Ou à retourner dans la trigonométrie. Ou à valer de K fois 2pi plus alpha. Donc, on a un cercle. Ou pas sortir la donne. C'est là où vous voulez fourrer nous. Et tout le monde qui croit connaissance, qui grand monde comprend, monde qui peut franchir ce cercle là, faut le craser comme pas. Nombre de cas possibles sous nombre de cas favorables pour rapport ça aboutit avec un bagage zéro. Parce que enquête là, pas grand qu'un tableau de fait sous lui. Sous camper le pentagramme, il est facile pour comprendre, il y a la tête, les deux bras, les deux pieds. Donc, on a 5 tableaux qui tête pensante qui viennent avec un tel crime. Voilà dans le tableau numéro 1, les acteurs internationaux.
So he's saying, he's alluding to who's, basically went on a little tangent, and he's alluding to who's involved into the assassination, and not even the assassination, but the current situation in Haiti. And then the first blame he puts is the international community.
À toute complice. Voilà dans le tableau numéro 2, l'offre qui était tête l'obre en bras. Les acteurs locaux, acte tout opération.
So he's basically putting the international community as the main responsible of situation in Haiti, and then the assassination, and as well as now he's putting the local, so Haitians as the second blame.
L'offre dans deuxième tableau, voilà dans troisième tableau, les différents enjeux autour de cet assassinat. Son bagage facile que lié. L'autre premier, deuxième, troisième tableau qui la tête et les deux bras. Qu'on y a voilà dans pied. Vous comprenez qui quatrième tableau, synthèse des 3 premiers tableaux. Qu'on y a voilà dans dernier vieillard. Action à entreprendre, 5e tableau. Pas de magie là-dedans. C'est question de bonne foi, de volonté. Mais pour même DCPJ, Frédéric Lecomte. Je dis à ces routes, prends le mal courage.
So Frédéric Lecomte is the head of the CPJ. He was even, let's see here. Got it right here. Yeah. Back in February 2020, he had replaced Joanny Sanieux. So, le commissaire Frédéric Lecomte, qui dirigeait le bureau de renseignement judiciaire, BRG, Bergy a été installé lundi à la tête de la direction centrale de la police judiciaire DCPJ. Il remplace le commissionnaire Joanny Saneus. So he's newly elected since 2020. So been there for a while.
Pour scier en bas une bêtise comme ça, vous voyez, un bâtonnière, ou une commission rogatoire, cette commission rogatoire est émanée de quelle autorité, pas qui est-ce? Et qui motif qui gagne la donne? Et vous signer ça, mon frère, détruit carrière, mon frère. On croit que après dossier, l'histoire de Josieu Jean, près de Vaudou, alias Tropicana, côté tombé la donne, et moi te retire. On mette bien avocat, mais c'est moi te retire. Directeur général de la police a fait des matchs pour Daniel, il est victime. Puis on mette le dehors dans la police pour dossier. L'inspection générale, mais c'est moi de sauver. Et l'aime d'arrestation, ça dans Paul. Gary Pierre Bolchal. Cap travail. Non, l'autre station radio.
If you're not familiar with Gary Pierre-Paul Chal, he's a journalist based in Haiti. If you've ever watched Scoop FM, he's the host of that show.
Il était dit m'bal Scoop pour le faire radio pour le Scoop FM. Il était seul journaliste qui vient dans des CPJ.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but he's a journalist. I forgot if I mentioned he's a journalist or not. But yeah, he's a journalist.
Les personnes pas arrêter Belloni sous n'importe point, de quitter à côté de Dalia et puis moi-même moi vinn avec elle. Même quand ça t'écoute m'tout. Monsieur, vous venez d'outrepasser vos droits. Responsabilité que nous gagnons. Dans dossier pareil, pour accepter bac avec aller joindre patron. Pour patron de tout autant que Badio vivant, lui-même, lui mal à l'aise. Lui, ballon délai, mois de décembre passé, dégagez nous, bye Badio. Et non, elle fait pression son juge qui pas qu'on rôle li. Il pas qu'on ça qui ça qu'on juge d'instruction. Côté dossier non men pour le relon moun pour le temps des moun non si le fait mandat dépôt pour lui là ça nous t'a pas l'aise moun vinn tuer dans prison monsieur même vient tuer il bet dragon pour qu'il
So I'll play it back here because he said something interesting I found.
relon moun pour le temps des moun non si le fait mandat dépôt pour lui là ça nous t'a pas l'aise moun vinn tuer dans prison monsieur même vient tuer il bet dragon pour qu'il raison qu'on a c'est macaque n'a fait.
So he's claiming that whoever is involved, either oligarchs or those who are actually responsible for the assassination, killed Dragon. And if you can remember, Dragon was one of the mercenaries, Colombian mercenaries that were involved in the assassination and had passed away in prison in Haiti. I don't know where exactly. It could have been most likely Port-au-Prince. Allegedly for COVID-19 complications. And around that time, there was a lot of speculation as to his around his death because he would have had a lot of not a lot of information, but key information into the investigation because he did play a big role in it as well. But he had died because of COVID complications. So allegedly, so Félix Badio right now is claiming through his not rant, but his statement that they killed him. Which honestly, if it were asking me, I would not be surprised personally. I wouldn't say I would know definitely for sure because COVID-19 was a thing going on, and it actually does have the ability to kill if it's not treated, considering the fact that it was harsh conditions in Haiti, and obviously he was not I'm just being realistic, as a suspect, especially a Colombian mercenary in Haiti. No way he was going to get proper care or treatment unless he had connections or something like that. At the same time, though, yeah, I would not be surprised if he was killed. And then they said that it was due to COVID-19 complications, especially news coming out of Haiti.
Monsieur, à partir de ça que nous entendons dire, nous n'avons ni droit, ni autorité sur le monde qui parle.
Keep in mind, too, Félix Badio is a prime suspect in the assassination. In terms of his motives to say all of this now, I don't know, honestly. What would be more? Because why say this now instead of earlier, when people were saying that you're an alleged prime suspect? He never really said anything within that week or 2 week period of when he was deemed one of the prime suspects of the assassination. And even when news came out that he had phone calls with de facto Prime Minister Ariel Henry, no statement was put out in terms of his involvement as well, because he was still in hiding. So, and still is in hiding.
Que des voyous, des salmenteurs, des dilateurs, et n'a payé. Mais ça qu'a va le pire de là, c'est demain on va le temps des familles nous va le rassembler. Yo va joindre médias ça yo, qui te ba nous faire propagande, quoi ça yo, moun ça yo, nous va le joindre. Pour patron ça qui nous tape travail là, pour venir dire, mon cher, comme c'est une justice. Même Jean, je dis, il a demandé pour Jovenel une justice. Mais il a tout contribué pour Jovenel arriver côté de rivière.
So he's basically saying that they all contributed. So the media in Haiti, media heads, and some you can say internationally, but mainly in Haiti, at the time when they were calling for Jovenel Moïse's head, saying blame revolving Petro-Caribe, and even the situation in Haiti was getting put on Jovenel Moïse. So around the time, a bit before his assassination, allegedly the media ramped up their position on how Jovenel Moïse had to go. You even had senators, other parliamentarians saying that Jovenel Moïse had to be removed. So he's alluding to the same way that he's saying that the media in Haiti is partially responsible for the assassination of Jovenel Moïse. And I would say not necessarily the assassination, or partly because they were going to do it. It seemed like if they had a plan, they were going to do it anyways, but the public perception of Jovenel Moïse as well. They were more responsible of manipulating the people of Haiti as well. Because think about it, with this same logic, Ariel Henry, when he was de facto prime minister, even 2 months after, and the situation was even getting worse and worse, the media outlets in Haiti weren't calling for his head like that. A few of them were. I'm not going to put them all in basket. But it was not the same energy they had for Jovenel Moïse. That's the main point I'm trying to make here. It was not the same energy. And we also know, which we'll talk about further, media outlets both on the left and right in Haiti can't get and receive money from either businessmen, oligarchs, or wherever politician that may have vested interest into something. So that's not a false statement. That's a fact. Even happens here. You find Canada, either through subsidies or even grants. Like, it's the same thing.
Mais au dia n'a cherché pour mettre écran sur le monde. Nous choisissons mauvais cible, monsieur. Nous mal bâtis. En début de tout mal propre que nous écrit, nos dossiers, dans page 2522 pages, il y a un fusil d'assaut pour LCC. Mais il faut nous avoir conscience que LCC va servir à fusil d'assaut. Côté le jour un fusil d'assaut ça pour le débat là. Mais LCC là, aller chercher Mac Fizia, chercher non Fizia, LCC te gagné. Dans page 27 écrit.
So it's basically talking about a loosely written report by DCPG where they're claiming that a gun was used, like certain guns were used. Félix Badio, like in the report, is saying basically, well, they don't even have the name, even mention of like digit of serial number of the gun. They just said one gun, which doesn't give much.
Appartement en face du président. Nous fait esprit, nous pas capable précision. Nous pas eu temps nous faire reconnaissance à trois reprises depuis la maison placée dans un plan supérieur et dominant celle du chef de l'État. Mais côte maison ça rend tête non service. Prends maison.
So he's basically saying this report this CPG is put out in terms of the investigation there's a lot of loose reporting inside of it. Like a lot of vague
Ça,
stories.
prends photo, mette couleur, mettez tout compartiment, fait porte-parole la police là, bail une conférence de presse, mandé, laisse à Badio à venir à tout ton code. Ouais, du côté droit à l'entrée de la CPJ, donc pas qu'un côté nous met pas quatre vieilles machines nous saisies, plus ça n'a utilisé. Bon billet bois qui contigu avec la clôture de la direction générale de la police nationale. Ma panne d'être malade. Je voudrais une justice immédiatement. Mais si nous ne pouvons pas faire ça, messieurs, panne tête non nous-mêmes. Nous sommes ban idiots, salauds, malhonnêtes, et nous pas différents des gangs armés qui détruisent la population. Si DCPJ pas nettoyé, le pays d'Haïti pas jamais sauvé côté lié.
You're basically saying if the DCPG is not cleaned of corruption, Haiti will never be fixed. Which I agree, not to say that that's the only reason why Haiti would not be fixed, but it is definitely a big part when you've got a branch of the government, which is the Haitian National Police, an extension of the government, you could say, that has corrupt actors working for them. And keep in mind, these corrupt actors hold assault rifles too, right? So it's a very dangerous game going on in Haiti.
Parce que nous sommes dans le corrompu. Depuis au bâti pour nous, au nos camions sable, au nos fer, au nos ciment, au nos blocs, nous gardons un patron. Et la loi, ça nous fait délit. Moi, je respecte la loi. Moi, des juges tendent pour que ça le juge apparaît.
So Félix Badio, prime suspect in the assassination, claims that he asked the judge to hear him out. And till this day, the judge has not responded back to him. So in this case, if I'm a judge and I'm looking for justice, I would definitely try and hear. If the prime suspect, then again, he's alleging that he had contacted a judge. So if Félix Badio contacted me as a judge, I would definitely want to get to the bottom of it and definitely bring him in or try to get a statement and ask him questions about his involvement into the assassination, especially if he was willing to actually say something.
Ça lié from gen statut en cavale pour nous-mêmes, pour nous dire, nous sommes à la recherche de nommer Joseph Félix Badio. Dans l'échange de tir, nous stopper. Il a été stoppé. C'est pas comme ça nous parler? Monsieur, vous n'êtes pas différent, bande de délateurs. En dépit de toute action malhonnête, ça, nous avons fait combinaison toujours. Nous malhonnêtes. Eh bien, moi, je viens parler là. Et me disponible, me disposer, bon, rendez-vous. Comme nous avons autorité pour nous venir faire combinaison, moi, des téléphones, moi, des plaques machines, même pas numéro à tout, oui. Le clic n'a décidé, moi, de moi, pour me venir en station radio.
So here is saying Luco Désir, host of Matin Débat, based in Haiti, another big media outlet in Haiti. He claims that he was invited on the show. So we'll take a look again.
Le clic n'a décidé de moi pour me venir en station radio. Il va rien courir, vous le dire que il était pas mon invitation me venir. Il va recevoir non?
So Félix Badio claims that he actually did show up to Matin Débat. And then he claims that once he got there, Luco Désir was nowhere to be found in a sense that he didn't receive him at all. He didn't greet him or anything. So yet on that day, Félix Badio, he'll say it later on that same day, Luco Désir had recorded an episode for his show, but had not mentioned that Félix Badio was there in the building that day, or he was even invited to the show.
Et l'elbat là, de 9h45 à 10h15, m'a quitté. C'est secrétaire, avec mon plume, on peut faire papier, on griffe une note quitter pour lui. Mon cher, c'est bien malheureux, m'terrain, mais sortez faire. Au moins, de venir, malheureusement, que vous pas là. Choisissons un jour exact, moi. Mais en attendant, adresse ça, il s'est dit, localité qu'elle cite, Thomasin, Kwadebouke, Jimmy Cherizier, pour audience li à l'aise, dis le côté le Badio exactement. Elle connaît.
So, Félix Badio is claiming that Luco Désir knows where he is as well. Now, why would Luco Désir, let's say this true, why would Luco Désir sit on that type of information? I wouldn't know unless there's other vested interest. For example, now if he's a media outlet that's receiving money from allegedly people involved in the assassination, he might hold that as a secret so the investigation could not proceed. Because obviously, if he says the location, then it gives zero excuse to the Haitian National Police to not go find where exactly Félix Badio is, assuming he's still in Haiti, right? Now, if you're hiding that information, though, there's two things you can do. Well, in terms of the investigation and talking points about the assassination, you can let it drag on, because if there's no new findings, you can kind of create topics around investigation, and even create false narratives. Not saying that's what Luco Désir is essentially doing, but if what Félix Badio is saying is true, to me that tells me that Luco Désir might have other vested interest, or he may be influenced by other people, either businessmen, oligarchs, parliamentarians, who knows? Because what I do know is, and not pinpointing one specific media outlet, but what I do know is, whether it's on the left or on the right, a lot of media outlets in Haiti get money from you could say oligarchs, businessmen, politicians, to either publish a story or keep a story under wraps. So Luco Désir, in terms of these media outlets, is no different.
Lui-même avant, il te dit Badio touye le Matissan de sa classe, il te gon ancien sénateur avec elle. Il tenait des au courant. C'est où te dit que ou connaît coutier qui te a cherché Kaila parce qu'il me dit que t'en bal cob là 7 mois à l'avant. On appelle les 5 parce qu'il me exigé la mine. Donc, ou bien des informations pour bailler la justice. Bah, qui ça, qui problème? Non, ça là. Mais si vous êtes honnête, vous avez dit que vous avez Badio rendez-vous. Mais elle vient malheureusement, nous pas de commencer l'émission commence en retard, Badio n'a pas notre rendez-vous. Ou pas même quitter au diaspora au courant. Donc, monsieur Planon, ma chérie, dégagez nous. Même nous décider, bat pour ce bas, nous avons fait ma cognac parlement de justice pour nous. Nous avons violé les droits moun. Parce que, m'ba gan ken bagay qui compliqué là, non? M'ba quoi gan ken démarche qui pas qu'à fait là, non? N'a défié la loi. Et puis demain, si Dieu veut, c'est nous, également de justice pour nous. Moi encore disponible. Moi encore vivant. Nous pouvons qu'à faire accès sur moi. En dépit de tout ça, nous t'avons dit, men barré là, m'suis tombé, yo tiré, y à gauche, la droite. Monsieur, c'est notre choix ici là. Si nous faisons bon choix, c'est notre choix ici combat, non? N'oublie pas, le vainqueur, c'est celui qui reste debout après le combat. Bonne chance.
Yeah. So the next day, so this was on December 21st, Luco Désir actually addressed Félix Badio's statement. And I'll show you it right here, right now.
No.
Oh, yeah, and apologies in advance for the echo. I don't know why it's super echoey, but that's how the audio came out.
Ok. Bon, n'est-ce que ça me dit à Badio? On ne m'a même connaît ma chambre, ça dans la vie, mais mon jour. Par contre, si le noir, si le blanc, si le rouge, je suis capable de défendre la même chose que M. Badio. Bon, n'est-ce que ça me caille à M. Quand on a dit que c'est possible, n'est-ce que ça me possible là? Oh, chef là? Non, nous faisons nous clair sur la question, madame, monsieur. On a fait me parler de ça, madame, parce qu'il m'a menti.
So Luco is just denying the claims. He's saying that Félix Badio is lying and he did not go to on his show, which I did mention earlier. It's Matin Débat. Sorry, I apologize in advance. It's actually Radio Éclair. I keep mixing up these media outlets, but for Loco Désir, his media outlet, his show is Radio Éclair.
Il pas de venir à Radio Éclair. Et le matin, il va pas commencer à 9h du matin. Il m'a tout dit que pas besoin de venir encore nous retirer l'invitation, ok frère. Donc pas besoin de venir encore Badio, nous retirer l'invitation. C'est moi qui te dis ça bouchon ici dans le microphone là. Et nous t'invitons comme ça parce que on va parler sur les réseaux sociaux. Donc comme on doit la personne, on peut venir parler. Et on retire l'invitation matin.
So now Juloko on the 22nd saying he's removing the invitation. He's removed the invitation.
Vous avez retiré parce que vous avez menti. Ou pas de venir dans la radio éclair vrai.
L'aime de débat ça me dit.
Il bosse à OK. Alors ce qu'on a c'est là ça me fait comprendre madame monsieur que Badio va problème à Loco et avec Esaü. Problème Badio c'est que Badio besoin de côté pour parler.
So Luco is saying the problem with Badio is that Badio needs a place to talk. Like a platform.
Il besoin de côté comme s'il est pour parler de lui. OK? Eh bien, pour qui ça c'est matin débat parce que matin débat on large audience. Qu'on a pour parler de Badio et pour matin parler de lui. Pour parler de Badio. Donc faut une émission qui ont large audience.
He's also saying that Badio wants not only that Badio wants a platform to speak on, but he also wants the Haitian media to speak about him. That's what Luco Désir is claiming as to why he's making these false statements.
Que ça, il va gagner comme avec Luco Désir, il va ça, a gagné même. OK? Et il y a des dossiers là, il y a écrit doyen, il y a écrit ambassade américaine, et ça va même passer dans la presse. Donc faut qu'on côté, OK? Il y a qu'à parler de lui, puis il y a qu'à connaître que là, il y a qu'à connaître que l'existe pour qu'à continuer faire tif bout de voice ça yo. OK? Donc bah je vois personne qui est pour avec Bouchien et m'pa quoi tout non plus qu'on est pour avec. OK? Donc ici a son gros émission sauf que nous pas continuer parler de roux, de Badio, Joseph Badio, un exemple de gars avant bon exemple que nous avons nous. Bah que 30 ans ici, oui Badio dans ville. Bon est qui la sec non. Pas qu'on pile moun non. Et pas qu'on pile moun qui connaît tout non. Yo quand même dans télévision non, radio t'en parler. Même pas qu'on pile 100 000 là non, ou ta connais déjà. Ou connaît tout monde dans pays ou te connais. Parce que m'pas la sec. M'pas sous moun chef là. C'est nèg rendu comme c'est nèg naïf.
La sec là sous moun.
Oui, la sec là sous moun.
Ou pas de colère.
Pas de colère. Bon nèg qui s'amda, c'est pas possible. Bon nèg qui s'amda ya mon frère. En tout cas, pas un problème. Ouais. C'est pas ce que je motive que je vais aller de vous là, je vais pas parler de vous même, ok? Non, dégagez.
Pour les mouvements là, et moi des
qui bosse là? Qui bosse là? Qui bosse là? Nous avons caméra dans la radio.
Moi les
en tout cas, vous avez comment?
Bonjour Luco Désir, bonjour Papa Haïtien, bonjour Félix Badio, bonjour Papa Haïtien, bonjour tous les médias.
All right. So the only thing I find interesting is that he didn't really touch on any of the claims that Félix Badio did. And that's the thing I find. Well, there's two things. One, if you don't address the claim, like as a big media outlet, do you just leave room for conspiracy theories, which could, you leave room for conspiracy theories for people to speculate that maybe you have vested interest and maybe he's lying on behalf of other people's vested interest, because maybe Radio Éclair is receiving some type of funding or money on the back end for not publishing or pushing certain stories and keeping some under wraps. But by not addressing all the claims, for example, Badio claimed that DCPJ has not conducted investigation. He's saying Luco Désir on his earlier on his platforms did not address it. He's just saying he's lying. He's saying that he only addressed the main thing. Luco Désir, Badio said Luco Désir invited him. He addressed that claim, but saying he's lying. But he forgot to mention the investigation, which I find interesting, considering the fact that he always has something to say about Jovenel Moïse or the investigation or the situation in Haiti. I find it hard to believe that he would have forgotten to address the claims that Félix Badio made concerning the DCPJ, especially him having a large outlet as Radio Éclair. Not independent outlet, by the way, but outlet. Which another thing with independent media, not independent, but another thing with dependent media outlets where they're tied, or mainstream media in Haiti, they're tied to a lot of vested interests. So a lot of things in mainstream media, there's always a narrative that gets pushed and one that gets hidden. We saw that again before Jovenel Moïse was killed, where a lot of media outlets was telling me he needs to go, he needs to leave. 2004, same thing with Aristide. A lot even worse than Jovenel Moïse, where they're saying they were calling for his head, he needs to be removed, at least he's corrupt, all that stuff. So it's not the same right now with Ariel Henry for most of these media outlets. They know the situation. Obviously, he's a de facto prime minister, but they're not really calling for him to be removed or replaced. Yet he's doing way less, like way less in terms of work than Jovenel Moïse or even Aristide did. Like the country, which we'll go to the next story right now, but it's not a functioning country right now. And it's even worse off after the assassination. So it's something we'll follow. We'll see if Félix Badio will put out other random statements. It's not his first time, but it is the most, I'd say, the most interesting one that he's put out. All right, next, I want to focus on, this is an article from Réseau Nord-Ouest, which states, Haïti, le seul pays en Amérique à débuter l'année 2023 sans parlement. So basically, Haiti has no parliament, no functioning. It's the only country in the Americas, so mainly the Western Hemisphere, that does not have a running parliament. Good job. So, what consists of the parliament in Haiti? Well, you've got two things really. There's a parliament. You've got the Senate, which is 30 seats, and it represents it's 3 senators for each department in Haiti. So there's 10 departments. So, and each department, there's 3 senators, 3 times 10, you get 30 seats, okay? And then there's the lower house, which is the Chambre des députés, or the Chamber of Deputies. If you're in the States, it's the exact same as like the House of Representatives, the exact same, although the seating is different. In Haiti, there's 119 seats to be filled. And right now, so in terms of like the Chamber of Deputies, it's not filled. In terms of the Senate, there's only 10 seats right now that is occupied. So just to give you an idea like of a functioning, well, I'll get through the article and then I'll just give you the definition of what the main jobs of these government bodies are supposed to do. So I'll read the article. I'll skip a bit through the start. Le monarque Henri qui a réussi... the article's in French. I'm going to have to read in French for you. Le monarque Henri qui a réussi sans de trop grandes difficultés à rallier à nouveau dans son camp les têtes calées égarées, fax, les Emmanuel Ménard, les Abel Descollines, les Arodon partisans au début de l'État faillant camper, a réussi le 21 décembre un coup de maître. Un stratagème ne pouvant naître que dans un cerveau complètement indifférent, voire étranger aux graves problèmes qui traversent le pays. Haïti, au lendemain de son 219e anniversaire de son indépendance arrachée au prix de sacrifices, n'est devenu qu'un état de paria dirigé par des esclaves à talent. Le pamphlet de 9 juillet substituant à la Constitution, ce document sacramental mis à veilleuse par un pouvoir dépourvu de toute légitimité, consacre à partir du 9 janvier 2003 la qualité de tous les sangs propres de termes d'une république bananière. Toute décision à venir devrait être adoptée soit par un large consensus, soit par l'autoritarisme du régime PHTK, amélioré sur hors des acteurs internes et externes, a anticipé le sociologue cadet en ajoutant que la situation du pays est tributaire d'un grand facteur, l'insécurité. M. Cadet, qui intervenait mardi à l'antenne de Matin Débat, a fait remarquer le manque de volonté politique pour venir à bout de l'insécurité. Ce problème récure. Il n'existe aucune volonté politique manifeste ni du côté d'Haïti, ni du côté des acteurs qui tirent sur les ficelles. So basically, this guy is stating that there's no one really wants to get up and do the work to actually fix the country. And keep in mind, although this is an illegitimate transitional government by de facto Prime Minister Ariel Henry, it'd be different if I saw, because there's no legitimacy in his power. His power is mainly held up by state-sponsored gangs and mainly the national community, U.S., Canada, France, core group that all recognize his legitimacy. He hasn't really done anything to show that he wants to actually not only transition to government, but actually try and help fix the country. Our parliament is dissolved in a sense. There's not enough seats to even fill a full parliament. And keep in mind, so this is a definite, like, it's the same thing, but I'm on the website of the Netherlands government. So they're just giving you the duties and rights of the parliament. I just want to show you. The House of Representatives, in this case, the Chamber of Deputies for Haiti, or la Chambre des Députés, the House of Representatives has two main duties: making laws and scrutinizing the work of the government. Okay? So I'm going to repeat that again. The House of Representatives, in the case of Haiti, though, it's called the Chamber of Deputies, has two main duties: making laws and scrutinizing the work of the government. Currently, those seats are not filled. So there's literally no one trying to make new laws. Currently, no one can even scrutinize the work of the government. In the sense that there's, by scrutinizing, usually there's debates around new policies and written bills that before they go up and get approved or signed. So now the main task of the Senate is considering bills approved by the House of Representatives. Okay? So we don't even have a Chamber of Deputies to create those bills. And the Senate, where it consists of usually 30 seats, which represents the departments of Haiti, there's only 10, which is not a full representation of the country of Haiti. So this to show you some of the responsibilities there. So we'll see how this goes. Well, sadly, I don't believe that they'll have which there's two things to this. They probably won't have a full parliament, like full seats and Chamber of Deputy till there's an actual election and new government put in place. However, it is very telling, though, the situation right now. There's not even an effort from this transitional illegitimate government to try and actually form some type of coalition or parliament so the country can run as it was prior to the assassination, and even years before that as well. So, and one other thing too is that I'm sure the Prime Minister has tools in his disposal, especially as the head of state, since we have no president. He has tools in his disposal to try and help the situation in Haiti. And Ariel Henry, by far, like, you could compare this to the situation in Afghanistan. Like, right now in Afghanistan, the government's run by the Taliban, and they're doing little to nothing and actually terrorizing a lot of Afghani citizens. I'm saying literally, I'm not trying to make a joke of the situation, but if we were to switch out the Haiti's government with the Taliban government, so meaning I would take the Taliban government, put him in place in Haiti to run the country. I would take Ariel Henry's government and put him into Afghanistan to run their country. It'd be the same thing. That's how bad it is. Like, I truly think if we had the Taliban running the government, we'd have the exact same situation. Ariel Henry and that government, they're there mainly to collect their checks, taxpayer money. That's it. Throughout this whole year, that's what has been shown to me. They're here to collect their check, listen to their masters, play their role, and then go. That seems to be what they're trying to do here. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll obviously keep it here at the 1804. We'll keep a close eye on any changes in government or news surrounding government. Hopefully the situation gets way better, but in the near future, like it looks, I personally at the moment I can't see how it gets better for now. So, other story I want to show you is the Aristide files. So this is from the WikiLeaks. If you guys don't know, WikiLeaks was founded by Julian Assange. Julian Assange is a journalist right now facing a jail time for literally being a journalist. Main reason is that he had exposed the U.S. government as well as other governments for war crimes. So he had exposed, basically, he was given information by former officials, and he just published it. And these were classified documents, classified videos, and he had shown the U.S., mainly the U.S., as well, committing war crimes. And now he's being accused of publishing classified information, but then there's this whole debate of, well, he's a journalist, he's doing the work, and we would have never known of war crimes committed by G7 countries if it weren't for Julian Assange. So I won't get too much into it, but I definitely encourage you to go take a look into the story of Julian Assange and that whole debacle and why he's facing jail time today. It's complete bullshit, honestly. So this here is the Aristide files by WikiLeaks. If you're not, and then, sorry, give you a background on WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks has a bunch of leaked, classified government and other classified information that is made available to you. So this is the Aristide files, similar from 2011, but I want to show you a lot, just the work that was put into really removing Jean-Bertrand Aristide from power. This was written by Kim Ives and Ansel Hertz back in 2011. So I'll get into it here right now. I'll skip this. U.S. officials led a far-reaching international campaign aimed at keeping former Haitian President Jean-Bertrand Aristide exiled in South Africa, rendering him a virtual prisoner there for the last 7 years, according to secret U.S. State Department cables. The cables show that high-level U.S. and UN officials even discussed a politically motivated prosecution of Aristide to prevent him from gaining more traction with the Haitian population and returning to Haiti. So why would the U.S. and UN would not want him gaining more traction with the Haitian population? Well, obviously, Aristide, it's not even a secret. What, in terms of his vested interest, he was more for the people, the working class Haitians, and he did not really hold the vested interest of the international community as well as the oligarchs into account when he was conducting his civic duties for the Haitian people, as you should. The cables, oh yeah, sorry about that part already. The secret cables made available to the Haitian weekly newspaper Haiti Liberté by WikiLeaks show how the political defeat of Aristide and his Lavalas movement has been the central pillar of U.S. policy towards the Caribbean nation over the last 2 U.S. administrations. Even though, or perhaps because, U.S. officials understood that he was the most popular political figure in Haiti. They also reveal how U.S. officials and their diplomatic counterparts from France, Canada, the UN, and the Vatican, which shocked me. I didn't know the Vatican held, at least today, I did not know the Vatican held that much power. Because when I read this, I was surprised that the Vatican was even a thought of mention into playing these games. And the Vatican tried to vilify and ostracize the Haitian political leader. For the Vatican, Aristide was an active proponent of voodoo. So they try to demonize him, saying that he's a proponent of voodoo. But if you know the history of voodoo, there's like, it's demonized to a point people think it's fully bad. That's not the case at all. Voodoo is a religion that's practiced mainly in Benin and Haiti. And there's like every prayer in terms of voodoo religion, it's been demonized, yet it's not really serious like that. Like, it's just different. From my understanding, there's a bunch of different gods you can summon or pray to in voodoo, depending what the situation is as well. But for some reason, like, and especially in American media or movies, voodoo is shown almost as like black magic, which is does incorporate that, but is demonized in a sense that it's only black magic really involved, which is not. It's completely untrue. Aristide was overthrown in a bloody February 2004 coup supported by Washington and fomented by right-wing paramilitary forces and the Haitian elite. In the aftermath of the coup, more than 3,000 people were killed and thousands of supporters of Aristide and his Famille Lavalas political party were jailed. The United States maintained publicly that Aristide resigned in the face of a ragtag force of former Haitian army soldiers rampaging in Haiti's north. But Aristide called his escort by a U.S. Navy SEAL team on his flight into exile a modern-day kidnapping. 2 months later, the UN stabilization mission in Haiti was established, a 9,000-strong UN occupation force that still oversees Latin America's first independent nation. This, then again, still oversees Latin America's first independent nation. Then again, the timeline, this article was published in 2011. The UN is no longer in Haiti right now in 2022. Even back to the fact here for the coup, the modern day kidnapping. Fun fact, if you're viewing this from Canada, in that the Canada's involvement in the coup, their main responsibility was to secure the airport before the U.S. troops arrived and after, when they left and sent them off to they shipped them off to South Africa. So the Canada was involved specifically in securing the airport in Port-au-Prince. So the U.S. Troops can go in and go out with Aristide. Go in to Haiti and come out for exile with Aristide through the airport. So Aristide has spoken forcefully against the UN occupation, particularly in his 2010 year-end letter to the Haitian people. We cannot forget the $5 billion which has already been spent by MINUSTA over these past 6 years, he wrote. Anybody can see how many houses, hospitals, and schools that wasted money could have built for the victims of the January 12, 2010 earthquake that destroyed much of Port-au-Prince and surrounding regions. So MINUSTA, by the way, that is the acronym for the UN stabilization mission in Haiti, those troops. So it's another interesting part I want to show you. So at a high-level meeting 5 years ago, top US and UN officials discussed how the Aristide movement must be stopped. According to an August 2nd, 2006 cable, it described how former Guatemalan diplomat Edmond Mulet, then chief of MINUSA, urged U.S. legal action against Aristide to prevent the former president from gaining more traction with the Haitian population and returning to Haiti. At Mulet's request, UN Secretary General Kofi Annan urged South Africa's president, Thabo Mbeki, to ensure that Aristide remained in South Africa. That's crazy to me, which is something I actually didn't know till today. The UN had actually asked the president of South Africa at the time to remain a Haitian citizen, right? He's not even dude has no relations to Africa or South Africa other than his ancestral background. And he was basically a prisoner there by the US, UN, Canada, France, and the rest of the bitch-ass core group. President Obama and Kofi Annan's successor, Ban Ki-moon, also interviewed to urge Pretoria to keep Aristide in South Africa. The secret cables report that Aristide's return to Haiti would be a disaster, according to the Vatican, and catastrophic, according to the French. But the regional and Haitian view was quite different. U.S. Ambassador James Foley admitted in a confidential March 2022-2005 cable that an August 2004 poll showed that Aristide was still the only figure in Haiti with a favorable rating above 50%. This was after the coup. So this was after the coup. He still had a popular support, even after they demonized him on the media, in the international media. So Canada, U.S., France, the people actually still supported him. The Bahamian foreign minister Fred Mitchell, apparently referring to Haiti's revolutionary leader Toussaint Louverture's kidnapping and imprisonment in the Jura Mountains in 1802, warned that a perceived banishing policy has racial and historical overtones in the Caribbean that reminds inhabitants of the region of slavery and past abuse. So, another part here, because at the time too, there was the Dominican government, the president had actually supported Aristide as well, and the international community had bare issues with that. So I'll show you here. When Dominican President Leonel Fernandez suggested at a hemispheric conference 8 months after the coup that Aristide should return and play a role in Haiti's political future, the United States reacted angrily, saying in a cable that Fernandez had been wrong in advocating the inclusion in the process of former President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. And I just want to reiterate again, keep in mind, at the time, a lot of mainstream media outlets in Haiti were calling for Aristide's head. Now, why? Were they influenced by the international community or oligarchs? Maybe. Nobody has given me... The U.S. ambassador to the Dominican Republic admonished Fernandez during a pull-aside at a social event. He claimed that Aristide had led violent gang involved in narcotics trafficking and had squandered any credibility he formerly may have had. U.S. Ambassador Hertel told him, according to November 16th for cable. Keep in mind, too, Aristide, although I am personally supported his political career, yeah, he was involved in some his name did come up in certain corruption scandals. One I remember specifically, there was a fund that was supposed to go for the working class people. So it was a charity fund, and I may be butchering this, but you can look it up. It was a charity fund for working class people, and apparently there was proof showing that it was $1 or $1.5 million was wire transferred to his account from this fund from the government. So just for full transparency, what he's saying is not entirely, in terms of corruption, there may be some small involvements there. But now, in terms of the U.S. ambassador saying that Aristide had led violent gangs involved in narcotic trafficking and had squandered any credibility, at this point, at that time, the Dominican president should have pulled out receipts, because many times, the hypocrisy is funny to me, considering the fact that they removed Aristide twice already, and even paramilitary groups like the one from like FRAP that was led by Toto Constant, he was getting paid about $1,000 US a month to be a bitch and kind of meddle in the elections and the support for Aristide as well. So Fernandez had replied, "Nobody has given me any information about that." The embassy followed up with a series of aggressive meetings insisting that the Dominican government renounce its support for Aristide. The meetings included a sit-down with the Dominican president, specifically on the subject of Haiti, with the British, Canadian, French, Spanish, and U.S. ambassadors. No charges were ever filed against Aristide for drug trafficking, although the United States spent literally tens of millions of taxpayer dollars trying to pin anything on President Aristide. Aristide's lawyer told Pacifica's radio's Flashpoint in July 2011. Or maybe not 2011, maybe even earlier before that. They've had an ATF investigation, a tax investigation, a drug investigation, and now apparently some kind of corruption investigation. The reality is they've come up with nothing because there is nothing. According to a report in Haiti Libertés, other sources say that U.S. legal team is still angling to prosecute Aristide. So yeah, I encourage you to go take a look at this article. It's still online. Kim Ives has actually shared on his timeline, but it's called WikiLeaks Haiti, the Aristide Files. It's very interesting and just continue to show that. And like I always say, like, you'll know, it seems like the common theme is you'll know if there was a good leader or the leader of a specific country did not have the vested interest of the powerful when they either get assassinated or removed. Throughout history, you can see it Lumumba in Congo, Aristide right here in Haiti, even Louverture, in a sense that what he did the mistake of I keep mixing. I don't know if it's Louverture or this. But one of them made a mistake of going to France to meet with French politicians, and they got imprisoned. So it's always a common theme. Castillo in Peru recently as well. He was a teacher, had the vested interest of the people, and now Peru seems like they're gonna have the daughter of the former dictator that ran the country in the 90s. So, sorry, I want to be more clear. So the person that they're trying to prop up to be the next leader of Peru, her father was the dictator of Peru in the 90s. So I don't know what vested interest she has, but I don't think it's for the people. All right. Next, I want to show you is just a clip this is a documentary called Another Vision Inside Haiti's Uprising. It was created by Kim Ives and Dan Cohen. Dan Cohen, it's on Haiti Liberté, but Dan Cohen also has his own media production team. I'm gonna butcher it, so I'd rather not say it right now. But they're showing basically of the situation in Haiti, and Jimmy Cherizier and the G9 alliance, which is claiming that they're trying to fight the system and the actual gangs that are committing murders, rapes, and burning down houses in Haiti. They're trying to fight against that and protect the neighborhoods that are vulnerable. So I just want to give you a few here, and I'll give you some thoughts, because there's an interesting point in this documentary he makes. And last week we looked at how and why would oligarch or the powerful finance gangs. Well, we're gonna see one of the examples right here.
Maintenant, population les qui intelligent, des bagages yo pas marcher d'elle vraiment. Et moi-même qui parle avant là, camarade. Moi mettez quel que soit mon droits humains qui dit défendre droits humains, qui dit Pierre Espérance, qui dit Marie-Hélène Gilles, mettez en défi pour justifier ça que yo dit en des rapports. Mettez en défi. Là dit gen 80 combien, gen combien monde qui victime dans la saline, moi mettez en défi, vinn avec comment même 10 familles qui viennent plaindre, qui dit oui, yo victime. Et ceci, si t'as 10 personnes qui t'apparaissent, qu'on ait 7 bandits qui victimes, parce que c'est mon azam qui tape tout école. Bon ensemble de monde tout qui affiche c'est moun qui les ensemble dans cap goumé. Là nous pas parler de massacre. Maintenant yo prend un seul bord, yo dit c'est bon ça. OK, qui victime, yo fait massacre sur lui, tandis que c'est les gars qui victime. Et puis l'autre bord en tout lui-même qui gen moun qui victime, yo pas parler de ça.
Cherizier maintains that he never left his Lower Delma neighborhood during the events in La Saline. He says that T. Jr.
So just keep in mind, there's a alleged documentary, which please take a look if you get the chance. It's a very good doc, 3-part series. I really recommend it. A lot of this were back in 2018. Media and published reports by human rights organizations in Haiti, where it's basically, I'm paraphrasing, but they were saying that he was involved in the La Saline massacre, which he's always like, when you look at Haitian leaders, gangs, it's always his face plastered as the Haitian gang leaders, like on mainstream media, internationally especially, to demonize them. But he's in this documentary series, he's claiming he was not involved at all in this. It was more of, then again, I'll let you watch the documentary, but it's not what it was. Not, there was no massacre in La Saline at all. No massacre. And I fully believe that claim. It's just a story that was pinned on him, and then they ran with the story. Then mainstream media outlets ran with the story, which unfortunately, in my opinion, kind of blurred and manipulated Haitians that are following the story, because a lot of Haitians are viewing Jimmy Barbecue as a gang leader, when it's not entirely true, because his motives are far different than what an actual gang would do. Like, Jimmy Cherizier is not out here trying to rape, kill people. Jimmy Cherizier is trying to fight a system, at the same time protect neighborhoods that are vulnerable to the actual gangs. And how do you protect neighborhoods that are vulnerable to gangs that have weapons? Well, let's not be naive here. You're going to use your gun, right? You're going to shoot shots to defend where you live and protect your people. That's just the reality of it. In a state like Haiti, you can't really depend on the police. You can't call, it's not like Canada. Today, Canada, I can call 911 for no absolute reason. They're going to show up here within 5 minutes. 5 minutes. USA, in most neighborhoods, they'll do that. They'll do that as well. Gang attacks you in Haiti, who are you going to call? If I'm in Delmar or in Pèlerin, or any of these, let's say Cité Soleil, who am I going to call? Haitian National Police, where it's shown a lot of them are corrupt too. They're going to show up within 5-10 minutes? No.
Or called him to inform him that the criminals he had previously expelled from Lower Delma would attempt to return.
Et que nous prenons disposition, nous-mêmes policiers zone nan, mélanger avec population zone nan, nous prenons disposition pour monsieur ça yo, pour groupe gang ça yo pas retourner, entrer dans Delma. Ça veut dire c'était pour la première fois que moi-même m'd'apral parler avec Ti Junior dans téléphone et que Jean-même sont expliqué là, même pas que jamais rencontrer Ti Junior face à face à tel point que si l'État nan goumé pour m'da entrer pour m'da vinn goumé pour lui jusqu'à ce que pour m'da vinn faire massacre.
This lack of evidence and numerous contradictions suggests that Cherizier was framed for a massacre that never happened.
Pas oublier, ensemble de ce qu'a fait y a petit massacre, c'est parce que il y a des mains politiques derrière. Maintenant, il y a des mains politiques qui pour et qui contre. Maintenant, mains politiques qui pour là, ou après, par exemple, l'opposition, il a dit que tu as bon, nous avons l'étiqueté une opposition destructive, parce que l'opposition, ça, il travaille deux concerts, ensemble avec les gens qui n'ont et organisation de droits humains, pour détruire des jeunes qui viennent dans les quartiers populaires. Même Jean Félix pour Jimmy Cherizier, même Jean choisi Félix pour Junior, même Jean choisi Félix pour Chris là. OK, ils sont ensemble de monde qui ont été pour détruire.
By the summer of 2018, months before the La Saline events, Cherizier was emerging as a popular leader. That July, the International Monetary Fund pressured the Haitian government to raise fuel prices.
The international community, including the IMF, has been working closely with the Haitian authorities to put in place economic policies, a reform program that would lay the foundation for sustainable, inclusive growth for the people of Haiti.
So the Haiti, go back to the point. This is I'm going off a tangent here, but the IMF, they're claiming that they have spoken to the Haitian government to raise fuel prices. Mainly because they can generate more revenue, so the Haitian government can put that money into other social programs, which, by the way, the IMF is headquartered in Washington, D.C., FYI. And if you look at what the responsibilities are, this is a good article here. The IMF, which this is by the Council on Foreign Relations, the IMF, the world's controversial financial firefighter. So just gives a good summary. What does the IMF do? The IMF was created in the wake of World War II to manage the global regime of exchange rates and international payments. Since the collapse of fixed exchange rates in 1973, the fund has taken a more active role intervening in debt crisis in developing countries and in Greece and responding to the pandemic-induced economic crisis. Some critics say the conditions the IMF attached to its loans are too harsh and have harmed developing countries. So the IMF, I'll get you here. The fund has received both criticism and credit for its efforts to promote financial stability. Some economists claim that it is in the midst of major transformation, citing its vast expansion of lending capacity, government's reform, and a move away from free market fundamentalism. However, others suggest that the IMF must go further in implementing change that will improve the plight of the world's poor and guarantee the fund's relevance in changing global economy. So I'll play the video again, and then I'll give you my thought here, because he says something interesting, which I find very stupid.
Pressured the Haitian government to raise fuel prices.
The international community, including the IMF, has been working closely with the Haitian authorities to put in place economic policies, a reform program that would lay the foundation for sustainable, inclusive growth.
So this is an article from Miami Herald here. Haiti's low. So this is from 2018. Haiti's low fuel price unfairly benefit the rich and need to be raised, IMF says. The Washington-based IMF, which helps countries stabilize their finances, said Thursday that the Haitian government, currently below market fuel prices, disproportionately benefit the well-off and prevent spending on badly needed social programs. Okay. So from that reasoning, let's focus on the social programs thing, which is what he said also in the video of the documentary. So you're saying that we need to raise, so most of the country's poor. There's no longer the subsidies for Petro-Caribe are gone. So he's saying they need to raise the fuel prices to generate revenue. Yet is acting like as if that's the only way that Haiti can generate revenue for social programs. And even with the statement with the social programs, he's assuming that the government is not corrupt, where that money generated from the gas from fuel is gonna go into these social programs, right? Like, what does he know? So it's just funny to me that they use these type of reasons, saying, oh, this is why we need to do this. Essentially, no, there's other ways Haiti could generate revenue. For example, Chris, I forgot his name. He's a Haitian professor. He does not teach in Haiti, but he's a Haitian professor, and he was on Scoop FM last year, and he had done a report or a calculation about Haiti's natural resources, and just alone with our with chicken, eggs, and other types of meat, Haiti, in terms of export per month, would be able to generate $150 million per month if we were a serious country. That's exporting $150 million worth of chicken and eggs, but we don't do that, right? But now they're saying here, the IMF, which is again based in Washington, is saying here that they need to raise fuel prices to generation of revenue social programs, where there's a billion different ways that the Haitian government could do so. So I just want to show you that. Now we're going to go back. I went on a tangent there about the IMF, but we're going to go back to the documentary, because there's another point I wanted to make about mainly the reasons why would oligarchs or powerful finance gangs. So I'll just let this video run. It's very interesting.
For the people of Haiti.
The hikes ignited an uprising across Port-au-Prince. Over 3 days, businesses were looted and set ablaze. But in Lower Delma, Cherizier had once again mobilized local police officers and residents, this time to prevent the looting from spilling into their neighborhood. In the aftermath of the uprising, opposition figures courted him, believing he would act as a hired gun.
C'est là ça nèg yo t'a proposé l'argent, OK? Parmi yo, yon l'autre militant que le Fernando Duclerc te proposé $80,000 haïtiens avec 2 fusils de guerre Galil, et que pour mettre tirer sous cortège président Jovenel Moïse, là que il t'a venu pour rouge.
With Cherizier reluctant, a prominent opposition leader.
So basically saying he was offered to shoot up a motorcade that Jovenel Moïse was in, and he didn't. Jimmy Cherizier, the alleged worst gang leader, sanctioned by U.S., Canada, and I'll show you again the UK, which I find stupid. He did not do that.
Former schoolmate named Roni Timothée visited him in Delma 6 a month later, on November 18th, the day of another major demonstration against Jovenel Moïse.
Parce que monsieur te dit que manifestation ça c'est final la lié. C'est dernière manifestation pour qu'il voye président Jovenel Moïse en Léa. Mais manifestation te pour passer en bas Delma. Moi même pour n'y comme nèg yo te proposé m cob pour m bouler, pour m quitter au faire des chouka bas Delma.
So you see here, the powerful basically had offered this, and this is not only him. This is how gangs do it too, right? This guy offered me money to burn and loot places in Lower Delmas, and I didn't agree. So a lot of places, when you see it in like the ghettos of Haiti, like Cité Soleil, Martissan, where corruption runs, this is how corruption runs deep, right? Like you can pay, basically, you give them money, you give money, like everybody has a price. You give these gangs, these guys a bit of money, give them their price, and they'll do the job for you. Simple as that.
D'accord? Moi dis moi pas de problème. Moi répéter monsieur ça. Moi dis monsieur que pas aucun problème parce que manifestation passer en bas d'Elma parce que moi-même moi pas pour Jovenel Moïse et que son droit peuple a gagné pour le manifester, c'est goumé peuple a goumé pour te joindre droit ça. Personne monde pas cap tirer pour venir craser manifestation, empêcher peuple à manifester. Je dis monsieur pendant moi-même, j'ai droit pour me protéger business bon la caille pas mieux tout. Parce que par exemple nous te gon mouvement qui relait Badelma on l'autre vision côté que nous dit et que même si tout côté a déchouqué business par nous pas déchouqué.
That day, Cherizier alleges, Timothée communicated a back-channel offer from Pierre Esperance to have his name removed from the RNDDH's upcoming report on La Saline in exchange for supporting the opposition's bid to overthrow Jovenel Moïse.
C'est à ce moment-là où Timothée dit, mon cher, si nous arrivons et mettre tête nous ensemble, ou aider nous travailler pour nous jeter président Jovenel Moïse, et que dans le rapport Pierre Espérance pour le sortir, nous qu'à faire les retirer nous dans le rapport.
You see, Pierre Espérance, another guy, politician that always, every time the name, some sketchy things around it comes up, he denies the claims. So this whole, the same way Trump was saying drain the swamp, like I honestly believe Haiti's swamp is 10 times worse than whatever these states is that's going on.
Et non seulement nous qu'a fait Pierre Espérance retirer nous dans le rapport, ou c'est on est Pierre Espérance a bien besoin pour rendre un service.
Cherizier says Esperance sought revenge against Marie Yolande Gilles after she turned on him and exposed that he had taken $22,000 from the Haitian government.
So basically, Pierre Espérance allegedly wanted her killed because she exposed him from stealing $22,000 from the government.
Pierre Espérance a bien besoin pour rendre nos services. Nous avons parlé clair. La besoin pour me tuer Marie Yolande Gilles pour lui. Et puis, il sourit, il dit, bon, pour te comprendre, on va faire me parler. Et puis, c'est comme ça. Et que Ronnie Timothée nous sépare joie.
Following the protests, Cherizier says that Reginald Boulos, whose Nissan car...
This ugly motherfucker. So, Reginald Boulos, another oligarch, names pops up in the financing of the, no concrete report, I want to be clear, but his name usually does come up in the assassination of Jovenel Moïse. His name definitely came up into the financing of the coup and his involvement of the coup in 2004 in Aristide. That's more prevalent on the internet than his involvement in the assassination of Jovenel Moïse.
Her dealership was burned down in the uprising, began contributing money to his neighborhood, and approached him to burn down the rival Toyota dealership across the road from Delma 6.
Et effectivement, Reginald Boulos s'est proposé ça. Et que moi pas accepté. Et proposé moi pour moi mettre fait dans maison Toyota pour lui et que c'est que moi pas jamais accepté. Réalité c'est qui ça le dit.
So basically, I'll let him finish and I'll give my point.
Au début, là tout le monde a parlé des barbecue.
So he's saying that Reginald Boulos, he's one of the, how you call him, Syro-Libanais of Haiti, the Haitian oligarchs. He had a Nissan dealership that was burnt down during the uprising, which Jimmy was not involved. Boulos had offered, had offered Jimmy Cherizier money to go burn down a Toyota dealership down the street. Why would you do that? Why would you want to burn down the Toyota dealership? Well, two things. Your business burned down, so now if Haitians can't get the Nissan cars, they can go to Toyota down the road. All that money is getting poured down there. But now if you fuck up the Toyota dealership, then there's no money going down there, right? So in the sense that like it's like more of a business move, but you're also hurting the competition. It's similar to, and it happens, and Haitians in Haiti can vouch for me. doctors that open up their clinic. Let's say there's been a doctor in Port-au-Prince that has a clinic open. It's been 5 years, and a new doctor comes down to Haiti and opens up his own clinic does his practice. Oftentimes, it's happened in the past, and I know this for a fact, where doctors or the owner of the building will essentially get a group of people to go burn down or go dismantle another building of a doctor, because now that doctor is getting new clients, et cetera, and it's messing up the pockets of the business, the clinic, or the doctor's clinic that's been there for 5 years. It's the same thing here. I'm assuming that's why he had given him had offered them money after the uprising. He's like, well, fuck this. If my dealership is done, like, I don't want competition to get any type of money as well. I'm gonna go get money to burn it down too. It's happened. Only in Haiti.
Barbecue. En pile moun te prend barbecue à un chef gang, un chef bandit, k'ap marché et tuer moun et brûler business moun. Et ça fait next off ça ou te bon.
Having rejected Reginald Boulos and Pierre Esperance's,
right, just making it clear that at that time when the narrative is still the same, but at that time when the narrative was going on that Jimmy Cherizier was a gang leader killing people, that's when Boulos had given him the offer, because he was assuming that Jimmy Cherizier was about that life as well. So this tells me too that if Boulos had offered Jimmy Cherizier money, he's definitely offered gangs money in the past to do his bidding. That's the conclusion I'm drawing based on the information I've got here. And just to show you this political performance, today, or was it today? Yeah. Today, the UK sanctioned Haitian gang leader Cherizier for human rights abuse. So Britain has imposed sanctions on Haitian gang leader Jimmy Cherizier, saying he had committed acts that constitute serious human rights abuse, the government website showed on Wednesday. The government imposed an asset freeze and travel ban for Jimmy Cherizier, the leader of the SONA G9 alliance of Haitian gangs, saying he has engaged in acts that threaten the peace, security, and stability of Haiti. Now, let's be honest here and use your head. Like, Haitians, how many Haitians do you know that live in the UK? Okay, like almost little to none. Like, it's not as proponent as the diaspora in France, US specifically, mainly, and Canada. Now, why would you pose U.S. sanctions on Jimmy Cherizier? This is all, to me, just kind of to show that the international community is doing something, but at the same time, this does little to nothing. Like, unless Jimmy Cherizier has assets in the UK, which I doubt, because if anything, a Haitian would have assets in the US or Dominican Republic before they have it in the UK, even in Canada, in my opinion, even before the United Kingdom. So to me, what does this mean for the Haitian people? Literally nothing. These sanctions do nothing at all. Now, what's more telling is, till this day, the oligarch, like for example, Jovenel Moïse, has yet to be sanctioned by the US. UK has yet to, US, UK, and Canada, Canada has also sanctioned Jimmy Cherizier back in November. They have yet to sanction or mention the name of Izo, Tilapluie, Katsamaozo, which literally their name was involved in kidnapping these American missionaries. You'd think that their names would be involved in sanctions even before Jimmy Cherizier, but they are not. So we'll continue to take a look at this. I'm sure there's going to be more sanctions. UN sanctioned him as well. There's going to be more sanctions. But to me, this shows that this is more telling to me that Jimmy Cherizier is not really a gang member, a gang leader, as what the media portrays him to be. So we'll continue to see how that goes. A story that we'll continue to follow here at the 1804. Because here I'm not influenced by any type of media, by any sanctions, by any oligarchs or down in Haiti. I'm up here in Canada, I'm doing it just for the goodwill of the people. I have no vested interest in this at all. We'll continue to look at the facts and follow the stories. So thank you for tuning in, guys. I appreciate your support immensely, honestly. I'll continue to post these stories every weekly. Please follow me on Twitter at the 1804 official. So that's the 1804 official. You'll find it there. Please give a like and subscribe to this channel, and drop your comments if you have anything to say. I know the last few videos my comments have been off. It's not that I'm scared of comments, it's actually because when I've been uploading the videos, I've been putting them as made for kids, which I guess they're not. These videos are not really made for kids, but automatically with the YouTube settings, once you say that the video is made for kids, it turns the comments off, which I was not aware. So the video coming up now for this podcast should have the comments on. So thank you guys, and take care.